Well, I'm back. It's Tuesday morning. It's very, very windy today. It was even windier yesterday. But spring is in full swing, and we're back to capturing the walks. And who knows what awaits us in the days ahead. I hope no deer chases and rabbit chases and all that. I had quite a lot of rescues this past couple of days or weeks, because actually we done another rescue over the weekend. We found a little, well, it wasn't probably little, but it was very, very weak hedgehog that was lying on its side in the meadow, and it looked dead. By all means, it just looked like it died recently. So we were observing it, and then I poked it a little bit, and it actually moved. So we figured out, and we realized that it's still alive, and that it has, like, it looks like it had a lot of ticks and some parasites and all that. So maybe we thought maybe it's just weak. So we called the rescue station, and hedgehog is not a game, so they were keen to come for it, and they did. And they said that it's just probably weakened after winter, and that it has some parasites, and that they'll take care of it. So that was a hedgehog rescue mission over the weekend. Actually, it was yesterday. So yeah, it was on Monday. So there was another rescue, and actually I got a rescue of my own today that I have to do, and I hope it's gonna go well. But my hen, her name is Miss Bossy. She's ill, and she's frightening me quite a lot, because she never has been ill. I mean, I have her since 2020. That's when I went to get her from, of course I didn't know I'll get Mrs. Bossy, but I went to this place, the battery cage industrial sort of poultry house, which is one of the worst places in the country, because they absolutely exploit the chickens there, like, incredibly. By the way, we're gonna stop here. Oh, I think the bird flew over there. Heard that? We got Chiff Chaff in the back. There's another one. We're gonna hear another one soon, but there's this very flute-like, clean, that one, the clean whistle, higher pitched, and it's very, very, very melodic, very beautiful, very flute-like, and quite high pitched. Another one over there is very beautiful song. So it's kind of like, to me, it sounds kind of like blackbird, but higher pitched and faster. You know, because it has the melody, it's kind of like flute-like. And that is so there's one there, and there's one there. So those are the blackcaps I talked about. Sylvia atricapilla. The ones that, oh wow, look at this. Oh my God, this is beautiful. So the cherry trees start to flower. And not only the cherry trees, but also the wild prunes there. It's not wild prunes, but I don't know now. I don't know what the name for those are. We actually make Czech people make a very specific spirit out of it, which is called slivovice. Hold on, is it from that, or is it from? Could be from prunes. Now I'm not sure, but we definitely make spirits out of it. I mean, we make spirits from everything, I think. But look at that. So these there, the shrubs, those are, and I'll put it in the subtitles, And then there are the cherries, and it's not in full bloom yet. Once it's going to be in full bloom, it's going to be absolutely spectacular. This whole part is going to be white, snow white, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's going to smell beautifully. And by the way, this shrub over here is going to be white as well with flowers. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's every year I'm looking forward to that because it's absolutely beautiful. It doesn't last that long, you know. It's like the flower petals get blown off very quickly, so it's like a short period of time. But damn, it's beautiful. But those are Sylvia tricapilla. Those are the blackcaps. That one there. That there is a mistle thrush, what's now singing from the forest. It's a mistle thrush. It's much lower pitched, slower. So that's a mistle thrush. But that was a blackcap. So that's the bird that's very very specific also visually, because it has a, as its name kind of points to, it has a black cap. It's like sort of grayish, and it has a very distinct sharply edged black cap. And the females have that cap sort of rusty color, rusty brown color. So if you see that bird, you can even say, oh, that's a male, that's a female. And they're building nests quite low, like a small nest, very often in the place where nettles grow. And what happens is that they build those nests early, and they're quite exposed. But in a very short period of time, those nettles grow up and they completely hide that nest very, very effectively. And it's quite low above the ground. It's not on the ground, but it's not very high. It tends to be quite low. And here goes the wind. An interesting thing is that the nests are built by the males when they arrive from their wintering grounds. They build those nests, and they built several of them. Like one male builds, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 nests in several different locations that he chooses, and he builds those nests. It's not a full-blown nest. It's actually sort of imagine it as a sort of like a test nest, you know. It's not fully built. It's just kind of like, this is how the nest can look, you know. It's kind of a mock-up thing. And they build these mock-up nests, and when the females arrive from the wintering grounds and they sort of pair together, the male will take the female and show her the nest, and the one that she picks, they then finish building, and they will you know, finalize it sort of and lay eggs there. But the male builds the mock-up nest first, and he builds several of them. So that's one of a bit of an interesting piece of info. And the other one I already talked about is that that the migration route of those blackcaps split pretty much in the middle of the Central Europe, so in the middle of Czech Republic. And the western population flies to the Great Britain, to the gardens and feeders there where it spends winter. And the eastern population still flies the old southern or eastern southern route to their original wintering ground. And this western population that flies to Great Britain, that changed its behavior due to human sort of activity, is actually starting to have physical changes, evolutionary physical changes, where its beak is getting longer, its wings are getting shorter because it flies shorter distances. And what is happening is that there is actually a process underway when a completely new subspecies is being formed. If this continues, of course, which it won't, most likely will. So it's a very fascinating thing, and something that shows that human activity and human impact has incredible influence on on some of the animals and the nature. So that's one of the most interesting things. And now we heard it sang. So that's a blackcap, and it's one of the later sort of arrivals to the nesting grounds. They usually come like late March. That's their usual arrival. Maybe sometimes they can come in April when it's like very cold, but usually late March. So yeah, that's that. And I was talking about, we have chiff-chaffs. They're everywhere now. There's a song thrush repeating. So I was talking about, I have a personal rescue of my own because Mrs. Bossy, my favorite hen, I love her very much because she's the last remaining hen from the original flock that I adopted and rescued from one of the worst, although I think it's the worst place in the whole Czech Republic. It's like a large battery cage poultry house, and the hens there, the chickens are kept in absolutely horrendous conditions, and they're absolutely, when you go there and rescue them, they're absolutely, it's really bad. Like the state they're in, it's absolutely, it's so sad, really. And I went there for the first time, and those were actually even also my first ever chickens that I ever got. And I went to that place and I rescued them. I rescued 6 of them, if I remember correctly, and one of them was Miss Bossy. And I was crying when I was leaving that place because it filled me with so much sadness when I saw like whatever is happening there and the conditions those birds are in. I cried really because it was absolutely horrible. And Miss Bossy is from that place, and she's the only one. That's a wren, beautifully singing from right over there. Very long song, high-pitched, fast-paced, kind of sounds similar with a dunnock. So she's the only remaining member of the original flock. Every other hen died because of several different ailments and cancers and tumors, and I don't know what else they had. So unfortunately all of them died, save for Miss Bossy. She was always incredibly healthy, incredibly strong, and she outlived so many hens. And she's about 5 years old now, 5 and a bit. And I just so much got used to her being there, you know? And I even composed a song about her. I don't know, for some reason she just, we just bonded for some reason, and I just like, I loved her ever since. Like, of course I loved all of them, but with Miss Bossy I had a sort of a special bond, you know, because she was, I don't know, different than others, and so funny in so many ways, and quirky, and you know, and the Miss Bossy, the name very, very much fits. But yeah, she was always healthy and very strong, and she seemed invincible, really. Doesn't matter if it was minus 30 or, okay, I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but minus 20. Okay, it was minus 20 here, so it didn't matter if it was minus 20 and a meter of snow or 30 degrees or almost 40. She was always like top shape, you know, running there, eating this, eating that. She ate lizards and mice and like God knows what else she hunted. Like, she's an incredible bird, really. Incredibly strong, incredibly resilient. But unfortunately something has going on for the past week or so where she is very apathetic and weak. She lost a lot of weight, and she's very sort of like, she became very slow, and her comb got all like sort of limp, and she's just not looking well, and she's definitely sick. There's something going on. So today I'm going to visit the vet, a specialist on birds, which I never did before, because usually when I wanted to go there, I had some problem. The hen died before I could get there. So today I'm finally getting there, and I hope so much that Miss Bossy is going to get some treatment that will make her better, make her feel better, and that she'll be saved. And yeah, she got me very worried these past few days. Even I had some nightmares where she was like, I was trying to rescuing her into my dreams, you know. So yeah, so that's that. So that's gonna be happening today, and I can let you know what's gonna be tomorrow, how she will be treated, or what's gonna be the conclusion. But I hope she's gonna be fine. She's in the box in our home right now. I'm putting an infrared light on her so she can get warmer and feel a little better. Then I'm gonna give her some water through a syringe, because she actually stopped eating and drinking 2 days ago, so that's not good either. So I'm gonna try and put some water in her, and then I'm gonna put her out in the garden with the rest of the flock. But yeah, Miss Bossy is not feeling well, and it makes me quite sad, I have to say, because she was the one that was always healthy. I was sure like she's gonna, you know, because some chickens, they can live even up to 15 years, you know. It doesn't mean that, you know, when it's like 5 years, it's the end of the line. It can be really, the oldest chicken that I know of was probably, I think it was even over 20 years. I'm not sure now though, but I think it was over 20 years actually. But you know, 15 years is definitely not an unusual thing to happen. So, you know, she can live for another, I don't know, 10 years even, you know, if she gets better. So, or even more, who knows? Maybe she's gonna be the world record breaker of the longest living chicken. Let's hope for that. Yeah, let's hope for that. So anyways, I'm gonna sign off now.